everyone. So today I wanted to share with you some new makeup items. I placed an order on the Makeup Revolution website. I mentioned that just kind of briefly in a previous video that I was getting some more goodies and they have finally come. I have a lot to show you, to say the least. I got some of these things, or actually I got them all a couple days ago, but I've used some of them already. Just little bits here and there that I could kind of incorporate with my makeup. It's been really simple makeup lately because I actually have my aunt who's here visiting. She got here last Friday, so she's been here for about a week, and we've been just kind of hanging out and catching up. I haven't seen her in about 9 years, so for me it's just quick makeup. If I am wearing makeup, it's something simple like today. It's just one shadow, some mascara, done. And I will show you what color I used. It's from one of these new palettes, but I have talked about Makeup Revolution in several videos. It is no secret that it's one of my, or it's quickly become my favorite, one of my favorite brands. If you're not familiar with them, they do sell very affordable makeup. It's a UK-based brand to start off with. Let me just tell you, it's from the UK. They do have a site that they've recently launched for the United States orders. So if you wanted to place an order, I will put the site link for the US on the screen, but just know that everything that they make is not available through that site. It's only a limited amount of things, and they also have a couple things on the Ulta website, which I will link down in the bottom bar if you're interested in browsing what Ulta has, because the shipping is a little bit more affordable through Ulta. Now for some of these things I almost placed a separate order through Ulta because the blushes, for example, are something that you can find on the Ulta site. They are a couple cents more, maybe even $1 or $2 more on the Ulta website than what you would pay on the UK version of Makeup Revolution site, simply because I assume it's because it's a foreign brand and the shipping is a little bit cheaper. I think the shipping for about 4 or 5 items from Ulta was less than $5. I paid $12 to ship my order and I had to sign for it, so that's also a nice little bonus there. $12 to ship everything that I've got to show you today from the site. I did order from the UK. It does take about, I would say, maybe a week and a half. For some reason, I don't know if it was just because I was anxious this time to get my things, but I felt like it was a little longer this time to get my order in. But nonetheless, everything came really nicely packaged. I actually did vlog when it arrived and show you how it was bubble wrapped and everything, and I even showed you what I got, but I'm going to do a little bit more in depth in this video. So let's get into it. I ordered a lot. I wanted to try more lip products, so I definitely got several more of those than what I would have initially purchased. I have a lot of lip products, but yeah, I stick to the same ones and I use the same tones of color. So I wanted to really try some other things and then also try other products that I haven't tried, like eyeliners. I got a couple of those to show you. So let's start off with the palettes. So one of the palettes that I got is the Redemption palette Hot Smoked. It looks like this. It's a very plasticky, very inexpensive, very cheap packaging, but for me, you know, I'm not really particular about the packaging because this is already affordable. And another thing about the company Makeup Revolution is that they make affordable dupes of products. Like they have the Our Heart chocolate palette, which I've talked about before. I have a tutorial currently up about just using that for the eyes, and that is their version of the original chocolate bar palette by Too Faced. So it's the same product, packaged slightly different, but essentially the colors are the same. Pigmentation is right up there with the quality of Too Faced, and it's a fraction of the cost. Too Faced is like $49 and then Makeup Revolution is $12.50. So just everything in general that I got, there's nothing here that I'm showing you that's more than $12.50. $12.50 is the most that I've paid for any of these items here, which I think is pretty freaking awesome. I don't know about you, but for me that's right around my price. But anyways, it's a little bit more difficult to open, so I just take the back end of my tweezers and just kind of pop it in there quickly just to open it up. It does come with a little doe foot applicator or sponge tip, whatever these things are called. I don't really use those too much, but this is what the palette looks like. This one, when I saw this one, the Hot Smoked, reminded me of the Urban Decay Smoked palette. I don't even think that they make that anymore, but I'm sure if you have it, it looks familiar with like these jewel tone and some of these like taupey shades here. It looks very familiar to that, doesn't it? And I paid $12.50 for this, so really, or maybe less than that actually. I think it was more like $7. Really inexpensive, but those are the colors. In this Hot Smoked palette, there are 5 matte colors. So you have these 2 light ones here is matte. This these two, like this darker kind of grayish brown and this dark almost black, it's not as intense as black, that's matte, and then this kind of dusty mauvey plum shade is matte. Everything else is very shimmery, but the quality is just as good. This color here is what I'm wearing today, just all over the lid, blended up to the crease, and a little bit of this all over the lid before applying that, and then mascara. So no liner, no nothing, I'm telling you, super simple. But those are just 3 of the jewel tone colors. So very, very pigmented. Love that. That would be really, really pretty. That green is something else, but that's a secondary swatch. So from here to the back of the hand, it's definitely very pigmented. Then the next thing that I got is the contour palette. This is the Ultra Contour Palette. This is something that's new. The reason why I found out about it was because they have an Instagram page where they post all about their new stuff, and they post pictures or repost from others that have shared swatches and stuff of their products. And this is fairly new. It just recently came out. So it's got a nice size mirror. It's actually a very good quality mirror, so if you were traveling, this would actually be good. But then here are the colors. So everything is matte except these 2 colors here, which are more of like your highlighting shades. This is a very kind of ivory shade that has some gold veining in there, and then a lighter kind of sort of like a shimmery beige. It's still very, very light. I think it will be really pretty to highlight. I've used this yellow color to set my under eye, which is what I did yesterday and today, and then I used this shade to contour, and then this to kind of bronze up my skin today, and I feel like they're really, really pigmented. Actually, you know what? This one here, I'm sorry. This one here has a bit of a satiny finish, my bad. Satiny finish, but it's very pigmented. Again, the quality, that's the yellow one. Of course, I have some staining from the other eyeshadows, but that's just to show you the light shades where they actually do show up on my skin. And I have some color now, but normally I'm pretty fair, so that's great. See how they have that sort of like ashy quality to them, which is what I like when I pick my contour shades. I think that that's what you're needing. So this is really great. Again, I think this was actually $12.50. Another thing that I got, another palette, it's so dusty and dirty, is the highlighter Radiance palette, and this is just a solid plastic. Some of their eyeshadow palettes have like a clear window where you can see them. Their other ones, not so much. Okay, so this Radiance palette, again, a nice size mirror. This is the highlighters, and this is supposed to be, I want to say, their version of the Hourglass ambient lighting powders. If you have any of those, I have one, and they're very expensive. The Hourglass products are about $45 for just one. I think the palette of 3 different shades, right around $60-ish. Don't quote me exactly on this, but then this one was really inexpensive. And I'm actually using this middle highlight today to get that glow that you're seeing. Really, really nice. I used this lighter one yesterday. It's really, really pretty. And very sort of creamy, very satiny feeling. Has that shimmer or that glow that you're looking for, but it's not like disco ball. There's no like chunks of shimmer. There's no glitter particles or little flecks in there. It's really, really nice. And really smooth, actually. So those are those 3 there. You can barely see the last 2 because they're really light, but I like it because the finish of it is very glowy and dewy, but it's not like as intense as like the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfectors. Those can be very, very intense, and if you go overboard with the Becca ones, it's very noticeable. These, I feel like you can definitely load it up to get that look if you're wanting that, but also for like quick everyday, you can just lightly tap your brush. And the brush that I've been using to apply the highlights are the e.l.f. blush brush. So it's kind of like a bit of a pinch at the bottom. So I'm just applying it like this, and it works really well, and that's just gives me just such a pretty glow, and I don't have to use much of the product to actually get it to show up, which is great. The other palette that I got was the Ultra eyeshadow. This is the Flawless Matte. I was trying to get the Affirmation palette, but that one was sold out. It's available on the Ulta website, but I didn't want to pay extra to ship that to my house. So this one is actually really nice. Again, it has that same sort of palette style as my other ones that I've ordered, but these are all matte finish. So you have everything that you need. You have your lightest sort of like yellowy banana colors to some pinks and peaches and deeper colors. You have a few that are slightly warm. They might be coming across more warm on camera than they are in person, but you definitely have some smokiness where you can do a smoky eye using all of these down the row. If you want like a dark, almost black smoky eye, you can mix and match some cool tone, warm tone. Really nice selection of neutral colors, which I wanted to. And these, they're probably around the size of maybe like a nickel, so they're not going to be huge. But again, for $12.50 you're getting 32, right? I think so. I think these are, yeah, I think it's 32 in this one. So really, really great price. And I'm just going to kind of swatch. I have not used any of these yet, and just from swatching them I can tell you that they feel really buttery. They seem to have a good bit of pigmentation there. So again, you will be seeing these in some tutorials. So I'm just going to kind of pick just some, ooh, that one looks nice. That's like it's a nice brown. The one on my wrist there, it's really, really pretty. So very nice, and it comes with a plastic little sheet, but they also have names on them. So if you know, wanted to know the names, you could put the sheet on your mirror. So that's nice. I'm liking that. Last like palette style product that I purchased was is the Romantic Smoked palette. This one is, I found on someone's blog. They were saying that this, I think it was this one, that this reminded them of the Laura Mercier palette. It's the one that came back in stock during the last VIB sale earlier this past spring, and that I think, from what I've heard in videos, it was released and then discontinued, and then it came back for that, or something to that extent. But I used this a few days ago. Really, really nice palette. This is sort of like an everyday, something that I would reach for pretty much every day. I really like this. I think that the colors are great. I think you got a nice selection of mattes. You have 6 mattes, so basically from here over is all matte, and then from here over this way it's all shimmers. So I like the mix of finishes, and they're all going to be pretty shimmery. There's not going to be any sort of like middle of the road. But I do like that they've included 6 different colors for matte finish, different colors for like crease work and transition shades. I feel like they've done a really good job. I mean, you can just see how pigmented this one is. This one is like, whoa. Those are all the mattes, and I've used this beige one. I've used a couple of these. I used like the shimmery ones, but that's just some of them. They're really, really great stuff. Look at that. That one looks almost kind of like a foiled look. This one is the one that I had on the lid a few days ago. That one is very like butter. When you swatch these, they feel very smooth and feel very, very good quality. Like for the price that I paid for this, which, you know, look at that. They have like the metallic look to it, not so much like a foiled look as some of the other ones in the other palettes that I purchased a few months back. They have a really nice quality to them, a really nice pigment to them, which is really important for me, because even if it's, you know, $2, I wouldn't want to spend it if it's going to be, you know, crappy. I feel like for what you're paying for this, the packaging may not be like so fancy and high class and Sephora style packaging, but what matters to me most is what's on the inside. And for just a couple bucks, I mean, you really can't go wrong. If you were to get something like this at Sephora, you'd probably be looking like at least a good 30 bucks, if not more. A couple blushes. I got some of the new blushes they recently released, which I had on yesterday. It was really, really nice. Nice color. And I like that they're all matte. They're very creamy and pigmented. Beloved, I believe this is the one that I'm wearing today. It's a nice coral color. It looks more pink on camera, but in person it's a coral. And then Fusion. This one, it's a little bit deeper. Perfect for fall. So let me put them side by side so that you can see what they look like. So these are the 3. They're kind of slightly in the similar, like pinky undertone, so similar kind of color family, but I like them. Even though they look similar, in my mind they're different. They're different, and I like them. They're really pigmented and very smooth, so I'm really, really digging those, and I'm glad that I got these. And I think these were like $4.69. On the Ulta website, you'll pay the $5 for them. Okay, so a couple more things. I got some eyeliners, the Hypocrisy liners. I got the shade Depraved and Baddest Blue. So a light lavender and a purple. I mean, Jesus. A light lavender, lilac-y type of color, and a blue, like a royal blue. And these you actually have to sharpen. The cap has the sharpener on it. It's that traditional sort of like wooden style pencil that you do have to sharpen. But they're very creamy and very pigmented. Have you ever tried like liners that you actually have to manually sharpen and they don't like transfer and you really have to kind of rub your inner rim or really like tug out your lid. These are very creamy. I haven't worn them yet, but just swatching them, I mean, come on. I think these were like $1.56, really like stupid cheap. Okay, a couple more things. I got some lip products. I have one of the amazing lip gloss, which is what I'm wearing today. This is in the shade Natural Pink. I like the way this feels. It doesn't feel sticky. I like the pigmentation. It's a very light baby pink color. Great to wear on its own or with other colors. Like I said, I'm wearing that today. Wore it yesterday. I believe I wore this the day before. It's a really nice gloss, and I only got one. I wish I would have gotten some other ones, but you know, there's always next time. So I like that. I got this, the Lip Power in It's My Life. I believe someone left me a comment saying that they like the lipstick with the gloss at the bottom, so I couldn't decide, so naturally I go for Nude, of course, duh, because I'm just boring like that. So I like to have you twist it up and you have the lipstick at the bottom, and this is the shade It's My Life, and then the gloss is like a nude, but there's a lot of like golden sparkle in here, and I don't know if it's called Give Me More Power, but that's what's written on the back of it. It's on the side. But it's actually a nice sort of nude color, so if I didn't want to use the lipstick, I could just use that gloss. But the two of them together should be a pretty nice combo. Okay, so I got some lipsticks. I have one of the Lip Geeks from the I Heart Makeup, which is part of their brand, but it's separate. It has different packaging, and it's just a little bit more expensive. And the packaging on this one feels very cheap. But this is in the shade Totally Not Boring. And it's a shimmery kind of berry color. Very, very pretty though. Like a deep raspberry almost. It looks darker in the tube than it does when you apply it, but I think it looks really pretty, and that this would be perfect for the fall. I'm not really into like super deep lips. Every now and again I will wear them, but I'd rather wear like lighter berries. And then I got one of the Iconic Pro lipsticks, and this is in the shade Looking Ahead. Comes like this in like a little traditional like bullet style lipstick, very reminiscent of MAC if you're familiar with that, and then nice kind of like a rose gold here, and it just twists up very nicely. It's a pretty color. It's like a deeper kind of brownie nude color, very soft and very creamy. Went on really nice. I haven't actually worn these, so again, when I do, I will keep you guys posted. Let's see, I got one of the Salvation Velvet Lip Lacquers. I think someone else also said that they like the Salvation lip products, and I think that's what they were talking about. If I'm not mistaken, this is supposed to be, yes, a liquid lipstick. It says it goes on as a liquid and dries matte, touch-proof, and long-wearing intense color. So I picked one that looked like I might like it. It's in the shade What I Believe. And it has a packaging like this. It's probably very similar to a lot of those high-end liquid lipsticks. Got a doe foot applicator. I like that you can actually see like it's clear, and then it has like the gold writing. And it doesn't really have a scent, but then that's the color there. Very pigmented and very intense. So again, that's why I don't really use things like this, because they're so pigmented, and at the same time they're also very drying, and I'm just not wanting to deal with like matte finishes. Sometimes I try to, and then you know I can't go past like an hour because it just drives me insane. I hate feeling my lips dry. So I'm gonna give this a try on its own, and if I feel like it's just something I can't do, then I will mix it maybe with the gloss that I got, because they're kind of, actually they're almost exactly the same. So that might be a good deal. Okay, a couple more lip products. I got two of the Wow glosses. These are actually really cute. They're super, super thin, and I think the whole point of this is that you can actually fit them in the back of your pocket. I picked two. I tried to Google swatches on online before purchasing this, and I couldn't really find a whole heck of a lot of them, but the ones that I found with these actually swatched on someone's hand, they looked really pretty. My only gripe about it is that I don't know if you can already see that it's bubbling out from the front and back on this one. So I think there's something not right with the seal between the hot pink like foil look and the actual plastic that holds the product. I think there's something not right with that one, because it keeps bubbling, and I have it sitting on a tissue just sort of collecting it, because can you imagine if this was in my purse or my Louis Vuitton and that was happening? I would go crazy. Like, oh, I'm gonna have a heart attack just thinking about it. The first one that I got was You Go Girl, which is a nice berry. I do have to say, with these, what you see is what you get. I swatched them already, and very intense. That's just one swipe. It's exactly the same exact color that you see in the packaging. Really, really nice. Super glossy and nice. I don't know how they are as far as like longevity wise and how they wear, but I do like this color and I do like the feel of it, so I'm gonna give it a good shot. This one, I thought this was actually gonna be more coral, but it's definitely more orangey. This one is called Watch Out World. So there's those two. Really, really nice colors. I just don't like how this one keeps seeping out, and I bet you by the time I'm done filming I'll have like a little bubble with more product on there, so that's kind of disappointment there. But it could be just a defect because this berry one isn't doing that. Okay, so 2 more things. I got 2 of the pigments. I wanted to try these last time, and then the foil ones, but I just decided to try these, the pure pigments. I think that these were like right around $1.56 each, so I got Etiquette and Cautious. So I like the packaging on them. I just took the little packaging on the outside off, but they have a stopper, which is nice, and a little plastic. Okay, so this first one, after you take the little piece of paper off, there's like a little protector there, so like a sifter, which is nice. This one is Cautious, and then that's the pigment there. Isn't that crazy? Can you imagine what this would look like wet if you take some eye drops on your brush and then kind of dip it? I would pour it into the lid and then dip the damp brush in there. That would be beautiful. Oh my gosh. Again, $1.56, and this one is definitely more like a deeper. And when you look at it, it just looks very sort of metallic-y, like pink, but then it has like, when you turn your hand, it kind of looks a little bit mauvey, but definitely very metallic and very foiled looking. And that one again is called Etiquette. Very, very nice. Alright, and then one more thing that I got. I don't know if this was a free gift or what exactly this was, but this was in my wrapped up with my stuff. This is the I Heart Obsession palette. It says Pure Cult and it says Tester. I don't know. I'm assuming this might have been like a free gift or something like that, which is nice, or maybe they sent it to me. I have no idea. But this is what that looks like. So Pure Cult. Definitely your pinks and your mauves and deeper plums. So really, really pretty. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4 shades that are matte, and then the rest are shimmery. But I have swatched this already, and these are very, very nice. So there's some of those. Let me see if I can swatch them. So here's some of those, just some pinky colors. Really, really nice. It kind of reminds me, when I look at it, those kind of pinky and sort of like plummy undertones from the Naked, what it comes to mind is the Naked 3. I think that's the one. The last Naked palette, I think, has like the pinky vibe. That's what that reminds me of. So that is it. I know this was a long video and I was kind of all over the place, like the heat messes with my brain. I can't think straight, but this is everything that I got. I'm really excited. I have a tutorial that's coming up. It's a very simple sort of like quick get ready in 5 minutes out the door type of thing that doesn't really take a lot of time or thought, which is what I like. So I will be posting that very soon, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I will list everything that I got down below. I will put the links to the different sites that you can order some of the stuff from. If you have any questions about the brand itself, I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but this is my second order in the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 months maybe. And I've been pleased with everything that I got from my previous order. The only thing from my previous order that I didn't really care for too much was the concealer, which I will show you. This concealer, the Focus and Fix Liquid Concealer. I got this, I think it was in May that I placed that order. I got the shade Light, which is fine when I'm not tan like I am right now, but it just, I don't know, it just doesn't really blend that well. I have to mix it with like a moisturizer and then it's fine. I wasn't too thrilled about that, but really that's the only thing out of my entire order that I have from a few months back that I didn't really care for. So I like it. I think it's a great brand. I do recommend that you at least try it out and see for yourself. This may be, you know, one of your go-to brands just by giving it a chance. You can even get it from Ulta if you want to be able to return it, because that would be kind of difficult to do a return on this, sending it back to the UK. I don't even know if you can do that, so I would, you know, definitely check it out. Like I said, I'll put the links down below for you if you're interested, and if you have questions, let me know. I can answer or do my best to answer those for you. And have a fabulous day, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!